My next guest is the composer of the Dying Light 2 Stay Human soundtrack, Olivier Deriviere. I want to talk about what the main inspiration for the soundtrack was then.
The main inspiration came from the creative director, who gave me one word: broken. So that was very inspiring because it's a strong word, and we wanted to spread that idea through the city, the main characters, the story, everywhere. Not only through the story, actually, but also through the gameplay. So every actions, everything you're doing is supported by music.
Okay, that's a pretty strong main theme. Does that change depending on who we're talking to or what we're doing?
Yeah, definitely. What we wanted to do is to have something that will be impactful for players, that will be recognized. So, for instance, you have factions in this game. Those factions have a musical theme, and then as you are giving away some zones, giving away some buildings, locations, you will give that to a certain faction. Therefore, you will have a certain music attached with the faction, and therefore the music will sound depending on your choices, which is like creating the soundscape of the city out of your choices.
Wow, yeah, so you're making it quite a personal experience then, as you make your own little mini soundtrack.
Definitely, yeah.
That's really cool, so it sounds quite interactive.
It is very interactive. Let's take like, throughout all the gameplay mechanics we have, there is parkour, of course. And the idea is like on the ground level, there is like death, there is nothing. And so we didn't want to have music there. But on the rooftop, where life is back, we wanted to have a sense of freedom. So parkour happens there. And you have the music at first, if you just run, what happens is like the music is just a soundscape, something that's, it's not big. But the more moves you do, the more crazy stuff you're doing, jump over the building, the walls and everything, the bigger the music, to such an extent that at some point the music kicks into a flow, parkour flow. And now you don't even want to stop parkouring because the music is pushing you to do that. So,
yeah. That sounds really rewarding.
It is very rewarding.
Making your own little awesome soundtrack as you go. What about the combat then? Is that the same?
Yeah, the combat has the same treatment of being interactive. So you would have to meet, any enemy with a special melody, a special theme. But mostly it's about your actions. So if you go and fight and decide to be very, very blunt, the music will react to this, as well as, if you kill somebody, if you get away, like running away from the enemy, and everything is supported by the music.
Okay, all right. I mean, that sounds really intense. There's a lot going on. It sounds like the kind of thing we need to be able to see and hear together to truly appreciate. So why not take a look? Wow. I mean, yeah, you can truly appreciate how it's all coming together and making, again, a really personal feeling experience. But does that kind of change depending on where we are in the map, like what location we're in?
Right, it definitely changes depending where you are in the game. So when you start the game, the music would be sort of like soundscape moody, some little things, we don't want to be too big. But as the player goes and as you understand more of the story, as you getting more empowered, the music grows and grows and grows to such an extent that at some point the music get a new treatment and an orchestra is now supporting your actions and the story. Yes, so now it's the next level for the music. But, however, what we wanted to support as well is the personal story of Aiden. And for that, we wanted to have a very special sound, very special instrument that will make the sort of like emotional.
Okay, well, I mean, I really, really want to know more about this, but I am going to have to stop you there, unfortunately, because we need some secrets for next time, of course. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Olivier. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to hear the soundtrack.
Thank you.